To the temple! To
Jungle
the wall!
temple.
To the something, I don't remember the rest of that song. Oh boy.
Oh.
I don't like the decor of this place.
Is there a terrible ritual going on? Antoine. Or Antony? How do you...
It's Antoine, but that is a...
Odd spelling for it.
Well, no,
or
no,
is
that's
that,
how
is
it's
that the
spelled.
actual spelling?
It's just, those are very feminine looking lips.
I mean, it could be an effeminate guy.
Could be. So, who wants to voice them?
It's probably you.
Okay. You, Mart, turn around and leave this place, or we will be forced to stop you.
You would interfere with my pilgrimage. Why?
We are part of Sigil. We have taken control of the temple in the name of the cause. The people shall be freed from the yoke of the immortals.
That's as may be. But we have our own reasons to be here, and we aren't leaving.
You leave us no choice, then. Everyone, remember our training. Guard the relic. Disable the enemy as you can, but no killing. Oh. Not what you call hardened killers, eh? Just youths with the cause. Tad overzealous, perhaps.
We still have to reach the relic. Pass the word around to go easy on them.
Understood. Jungle Temple. Is it defeat all enemies? Ah. I was hoping it would be reach relic, because it would be great if I just, like, speed shot straight past all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly, no. Let's see. Anyway. Rainer, there. Her there.
Blade Wolf.
Gates. I guess I get to bring Lana. Because we couldn't bring, Anadine along. But not survival. We want to do Fleet of Foot. Fleet of Foot is nice. I also gave all of my guys, like, super boots. So we should be able to, like, traverse the map real fast.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You're able to close some ground.
Yeah, after that one little guy, I'm just like, maybe movement speed's a little bit more useful than, like, a smidge of damage.
Now, is that to keep the floor warm? Is that to keep the area warm? Why are there just these grating...
Lava vents all over
Lava-
the place? Because it's spooky. That's why. Mercenary Ranger, Knight Duelist. Charge! This isn't dangerous in the slightest. Let's see. Well, he's got a counter
Now,
shot.
wait a minute. I thought the immortals weren't allowed inside these temples. How is it that these, like, random townspeople are able to enter here?
Because they're not immortals. The immortals can't re-enter probably because of
the magic.
reasons.
Yeah.
Okay. This guy has counterattack. He might. He does have counterattack. What do I got?
I
Chivalry?
wonder if these people will divulge, say, an enemy plot to bring back the Maw or something, and that's why they want the immortals to be dealt with. Or if it's really just a, we're tired of being ruled by immortals.
Viva la revolution! It's probably that. Okay. Yep, I'm still recording. Today is trash day around here, and it's a little noisy. Not that I think it ever gets into the recording, but if you hear like a rumbling.
Clang clang. It's weird. Here, they don't have garbage men. They have... Well, I mean, there are still garbage men that are driving the trucks. I was about to say piloting. I thought that would be interesting. Piloting the trucks. No, but they have these little arms. These little mechanical arms that come out and they pick up the trash bin or the recycle bin, and then they raise them up, turn them around and dump them into the back of the truck. So it's like, huh, interesting. Though I think there's 2 guys per truck. One of them might help pick up things that might be left beside, and I think what they do is they actually charge you additional charges if you have, say, large pieces of recycling that they need to manually pick up by hand, or if you accidentally, say, put a plastic bag in with the recycling, then they might charge you an extra $6.
Yeah. The first time we did trash, Shell goofed.
I mixed the trash and the recycling bins because they're different colors in the states that I've lived in. So when they like dumped the recycling bin into the recycle truck, it was clear that they had just like looked at each other for a moment because, you know, 2 nicely tied shut, by the way, trash bags fell into the recycle truck, and it's like, So the good thing with that is when they probably brought it to the facility, they could separate it from everything else and just chuck it. But I do feel bad that all my recycling went to the trash that day. Well, we learned. And I suppose it was only a $6 fine. But I like recycling. We take care to wash everything out and put them in our little buckets and bins, and it's sort of like what we were talking about the other episode with straws and such.
Being environmentally conscious is very important, I think, in this day and age.
Yeah, and the sad thing is I was watching a little bit of a news article, and because Americans are apparently really bad about distinguishing what's recyclable and what's not, so much is going to waste when it should be recycled, and so much recycling is contaminated by waste. Like, you know, people are throwing paper cups in with the recycling going, oh, it's a paper cup, but no, it's coated in wax. At which point, why sell paper cups? Why not? Well, actually, plastic cups would make more sense.
Yeah.
Like the red Solo cups, as they refer to them as. Because at least they're entirely comprised of plastic and can be recycled.
I think the point
paper
is...
Paper plates and paper cups, yeah, if you think about it, they're probably more wasteful. But is their production more wasteful? That's the thing. Like, when you're melting and smelting and, you know, creating plastic, does that create more pollutants than mulching and adhering paper together? Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'd be interested in knowing what the upfront costs and emissions are produced in order to create goods. Realistically, though, the best way to avoid things like that is just to make fewer things disposable.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I get uncomfortable whenever I'm, I guess, presented with, like, a non-renewable thing. Like, I don't like plastic cups, forks, spoons, any of that stuff, straws. Let's see.
And I mean, obviously, packaging is something that's never going to be entirely rid of.
There is a little bit. I know there's a number of countries that are actually changing how they handle packaging, where they're just doing away with plastic wrap entirely. Because the entire point of, like, plastic wrap around a box, for example, is just it's a security measure more than anything else.
Keep it airtight.
Well, no, they're not airtight. The shrink wrap is entirely there to tell you whether or not somebody's opened it.
No, that's like, wasteful. Very wasteful.
Yeah, and it's like, I sympathize, and I get that, like, yeah, you do kind of want to cut down on stuff like that.
The boxes within boxes for, say, shipping various materials that already come in a box. That's extra cardboard that could have gone towards something else.
Do I do that? Doing small amounts of damage. Yeah, let's kill this guy.
And yeah, I know you want me to use handkerchiefs rather than tissues. At the same time, look at all the bugs we've been killing. Though we've also used some toilet paper for that too.
Yeah, so somebody's probably going to tell me otherwise at some point, but like I'm a little bit less bothered by using paper products because paper products are inherently reusable.
Well, and they're organic.
Yeah, so like even if they do end up in a landfill or whatever, as long as they're not wax coated, I don't mind as much.
I wonder though about inks. You know how so many cardboard products and cardboard packages have, you know, inked surfaces, like printed decals and designs and such.
Oh.
How does that affect everything?
That's an interesting question.
And also, with plastic products, so many things have adhesive stickers placed on them.
Yeah. Well, adhesives, you can have...
You can wash them off, I suppose.
Well, no, you can absolutely have, like, non-toxic, like, harmful adhesives. Same thing with, like, stickers and stuff. The only reason why...
But there is still a printing process involved with the stickers. Could you imagine if you wanted to create a truly ecologically friendly product if everything would just have to look like brown craft paper?
I'd be fine with that.
Uh-huh.
I don't need flashy colors or anything of the sort.
Mm-hmm. I know that there are entire brands that do switch their branding to, yeah, the craft brown paper look.
Yeah.
With just straight black ink.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to actually read up what is the most sound ink when it comes to like pigmentation and stuff. What are the most natural colors, if you will? I think I was reading up on it the other day, and there was a particular green and a particular orange that are actually some of the most deadly dyes that had ever been used in history.
Oh.
And it's like, wait, what? Why? And I think it was because they used like I don't think it was something even more potent than cadmium or chromium. And I'm just like, whoa. I think the green one was even radioactive.
Ah.
Oddly enough. Which was funny because people are always like, radioactivity isn't necessarily green, but maybe it got that because this particular dye actually was radioactive. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was a dye specifically for green.
Heard.
I hope it was that. I think it was that versus the orange. I forget why the orange was bad. Unless the orange was the radioactive one, at which point that wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
I think the green was probably...
Well, the whole green being radioactive thing is entirely because of TV or movies.
Mm-hmm.
That is not actually how...
I'd be interested in reading into that. I'm almost wondering if maybe part of it was that they discovered that that particular dye ended up being radioactive. I'll have to go back and look at that video and other sources as to like the origin of certain colors. Because a lot of colors, especially with paints, use heavy metals in order to create... I mean, we learned that with oil painting.
Oh, yeah. Like, oil painting was fun, but it's just not worth it.
Do you know that
Give
the
me
original...
watercolors.
Do you know that the original white paints were made with lead?
Yeah.
And it was like, lead produces the purest, most beautiful white. Now, of course, they use titanium, but yeah. And yeah, we had to work with cadmium yellow.
Yep.
And cadmium... Was there a cadmium red, cobalt blue? What were some of the other ones that we had to use?
I don't exactly remember. I do remember there were kind of...
There's a lot of reds that have lead in it, too.
Yeah, but there was also quite a lot of stuff that was, like, related to, let me see. There was quite a number of things related to, like, the cleaning products that we used to, like, wash the oil off our brushes and stuff. Those also, like, equally bad.
Yeah.
Like, turpentine and whatnot, not
turpentine,
good for you. I remember,
linseed oil.
I remember one of the painting teachers was talking about, like...
And we were put in a basement that year.
Oh god,
for
yeah,
oil
I always
painting.
had such a bad headache whenever we'd leave because the ventilation down there was garbage.
I vowed after... It was nice that I got to learn what oil painting was like, but after that class I vowed never to use oils again.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we did because one of our other teachers in the fantasy class was like, I love oils. Oils are, you know, superior to everything else. And I mean, from a historical standpoint, most of the longest lived paintings in history, yes. They are oils. They're varnished oils on canvas or board. or other materials. But yeah. Now, of course, I'm scared to do anything at length traditionally because I've discovered in digital that when I flip my pieces, I suffer a little bit from that slant that everyone has with a right-handed or a left-handed drawing. So, I always have to correct it before proceeding. And there is a sadness that comes with knowing that most of my artwork now is not even ethereal, it's just intangible. It's a data. Do you know what I mean? Can you think about that? How our artwork is now data?
Doesn't bother me.
These games are data.
Yeah.
These images are data.
Yeah.
Everything. It's just being pushed through a display device and a computing apparatus to provide us with the semblance of form and the semblance of do you know what I mean?
Eh.
It's interesting to ponder about such things.
I don't know. I guess.
And then you print it out and suddenly it's real in some way, but it was still created.
Digital has always been real to me. Yeah, I mean it's a little bit more ethereal.
Oh, I know. I've had people giving flack to me or other artists about the whole like traditional versus digital thing of you're not a real artist. Have you seen all those memes about people like digital's easy? You just tell the computer to make it for you, right? And it's just like, no, that's not how digital painting works. We're still drawing every single line.
No,
We're still.
You 2-bit goon.
Are you saying that in reference to them in the game?
Oh
or...
yeah.
Well.
No. To people in real life. No, this is. I'm just smashing things right now. This is real easy. I don't know why that like bandit group was tough. They had like a fair amount of resistance. Here I'm just like smacking these poor people around. No, I have kind of the same thing though with like recording and whatnot. People are like, all you do is just hit record and then you go for a while, and it's like, I mean, you're not necessarily wrong, but that like wildly undersells, you know, the amount of work that I put into, I guess, developing my commentary, even though, like, for the most part, I'm just letting you talk. At least
I'm
today.
a little bit of a blabbermouth this one.
But, like, there's
Yeah.
a lot that goes into my business beyond just talking. Like, the thing that always bugs me about, like, it's so easy to be a Let's Player, for example. Really? Is, like... So, there are tons of people that'll claim that, like, being a Let's Player is mad easy. But, like, being a successful Let's Player is insanely hard. I've seen more channels, like, live and die. And that were way more, like, skilled than I ever was. And I ever will be, to some degree. But, like...
I mean, part of that might be anything from changes in trends to a social blunder, like what we've seen recently. I suppose we won't go into length about that, but people seeing this probably will know about the event that we're discussing. But, yeah, it's...
Yeah, and...
There have been times where I've been envious that you can put out so much content in a day, essentially commentating over the content other people have put years and years of work into.
Very true.
And because I suppose, we're both artists, but from my position as an artist that eventually wants to, you know, have a channel with, you know, time lapses and tutorials and painting videos and maybe some story stuff and animations and whatnot, it's easy for people in that position to look at a Let's Player and say, yeah, I don't want to say it's less effort, but it does seem like it takes a lot more for the people who have to create things from scratch to continue creating it, and there's no way I'm ever going to release 10 videos a day. At most, maybe a video or two a week. I can't imagine anything more than that when it comes to producing art.
Yeah, I mean, the quantity I put out is entirely it's entirely a factor of, like, I want to actually do series on these games. Because if I wanted to cut back, I could either just do less series, but that would actually hurt my business, or I could just stop all of my series at episode 3, which I think would be unsatisfying for people, and I don't know. I don't know how to balance that one.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't. I just keep doing.
Rin was the MVP.
Yeah, I was just standing around buffing and healing people left and right. It worked out. No serious injuries. Surprising. I thought body count was the point of pride with the Arbiters.
You only heal the innocent. We only punish the guilty. These ones are not exactly innocent, but though they put up a fight, they were careful not to kill anyone. They will face punishment, but there'll be no body count. I'm sure you realize where you would be now if we punished you if we punished every crime with an execution. There is no markdom on you. Yeah, see, this is what I meant. There was no markdom on them. How did they get into the temple? How did you get into the temple?
Our leader let us in. He is a marked.
You better not. We already killed Alphonse. That's...
The leader of Sigil, the faction dedicated to overthrowing the Immortals, is himself a candidate for the title of Immortal. I suppose I should be shocked, but in truth I am not.
Watch there be a new villain that is every other marked, pretty much. No, we already had one that died.
Yeah.
Just outright. Alphonse was another.
Our leader has a plan, a brilliant plan. He has promised us this plan. It will end the reign of the Immortals.
What about the relic? It was motionless like this when you arrived?
Was it
motionless? Sorry. So, it also has been drained of magic? No!
No, it was glowing and twirling furiously. Our leader performed some work of magic, and it fell still. Ah. Did your leader undergo any changes afterwards, turning purple, for instance? Purple? I'm not sure I follow. Activated the relic, instructed us to kill any marked who showed up at the temple and left. And then we failed him. Sigil is dedicated to peace and a better future for all mortals. I don't understand his instructions. Why he told us to kill any marked who arrived here. Or how he came to be a marked himself. It's all very confusing.
I cannot guess at his objective, but you are wise to disobey him and stay your blades.
So, what's to become of us now?
You cannot exit the temple without a marked. You will remain here and reflect on your actions. Wait, what?
We're just leaving them inside.
How many days could we potentially be leaving them in here like this? God.
Well, you're locked in this crypt, so we're just going to leave you locked in here until the end of the game.
But imagine these people. But wait, what if you get killed by another mark along the way? Well, no one else will know you're here. And the next mark ceremony won't occur for another.
Don't go back.
And listen. And the next marked ceremony likely wouldn't happen for another 100 years.
There's just bones everywhere. It's like,
We'll come get you when this is all over.
Alternatively, they all turn into Wendigos and, like, just
start eating each other.
Every single marked that comes in.
I
understand.
Come. Let's do what we came here for.
Everything all right?
Too is one thing I noticed. There's no sound effects for that.
Yeah. Weird.
Huh. I feel a little stronger. And there's more dark energy. But it's manageable.
Since this relic has been drained as well, I'm not sure how useful it will be. But I will study it a while. Hopefully I'll learn something that will bring us closer to a cure for Anadine.
Thank you, Yates. When Yates is done with the relic, we'll return to town and figure out our next step. What was that one?
Pilgrimage, second relic.
The second relic. Let's return to Thesperos and meet with Anadine.
Thespergersh.
The relic was already drained when we arrived. There was little Yates could do with it. We should head to the next temple and hope its relic is still intact. I understand. I'm worried, Kyrie. It feels worse than before. This close to the temple. Don't worry, Anadine. We'll do whatever it takes to find a cure. Isn't that Primus?
Yep.
Yeah. Primus.
Captain Kyrie, it's good to see you again. It's been quite a while. Greetings to you as well, young Anadine.
Sir!
What a quaint little hamlet. Well, in any case, good old Quintus asked me to check up on you. What has been happening? Anything of note?
There is much to tell, Primus.
You've certainly been busy since becoming a Mart.
Wait, so were they most definitively able to exclude Primus as one of the suspects for the whole Alphonse and Sigil business?
Not necessarily, but, like, he would be an odd duck to be evil immediately.
Because Quintus put her as the marked. We know that the bug person was marked by Tertia.
Yeah. I don't know. For the events you are...
Or was he just working for Tertia? Was he marked?
No, he was not marked.
He was not
just
marked.
an arbiter.
Then who was... I thought someone had marked Tertia.
We've only seen one other marked so far. And we know of another, and then we know one died. So, there's 2 unaccounted for.
1, 2, 3...
So Kyrie...
4. So there's 3 unaccounted for.
No, the one that died. Alphonse, the leader of the Sigil... Kyrie? Kyrie? Kyrie.
Or Kyrie, yeah, it could be either.
And then the one that died, leaving 2 unaccounted for.
Oh, there's 7.
Oh, you're right. Sorry.
There's 7.
Yeah, I forgot there was... Sorry, I always think about Seximus.
We've never actually heard his name.
Yeah. But the events you related are undeniably dire. Remember that as a Mart, your priority is the pilgrimage. Your duties as an arbiter are behind you now. The Council is investigating all these strange goings-on and will take action as they see fit. You continue with your own mission without distractions.
I'll keep that in mind, Primus.
Excellent. I've always known you to be reasonable. Now, it may be helpful for me to examine young Anadine. I've committed no insignificant amount of time to the study of magical energies. Kyrie, the bandits have returned. The town is in danger. Ah, excuse me, Primus. Did you arrive recently?
Now that I think about it, it's probably Kyrie, but at this point we've already said Kyrie.
Yeah.
Also, Kyrie can be difficult to say.
Yeah.
Kyrie.
Kyrie is probably better. I don't know. I just think Kyrie is in Kingdom Hearts and it throws me off a bit.
It does, it does.
Oh well.
More bandits. Didn't we eliminate them on our way here?
I have a theory about that, but let's wait until after we've dealt with this threat to discuss it.
Unless those people dressed up as arbiters were yet more bandits. Or just helping the bandits.
Yeah. Bandits, and they dare interrupt me on council business. This will not do, not at all. Come, Captain. We shall deal with them together.
Really? Are you sure you want to get involved?
I don't mind at all. Honestly, it's a bit exciting.
Right. Of course, Primus.
Oh. Primus must survive. Oh. Oh. Interesting, we have warp points. How is Primus?
Well, that's because Primus can warp.
Well, anybody, I guess, can.
Anyone can? Maybe
Yeah,
he can
using
teleport them?
Using those spaces? Well, she is falling behind in levels.
Anadine, you mean?
Yeah.
It's because she's had to have been excluded from a couple battles now, right?
Yep. Oh. I guess I can't bring any more than that. Well, that's fine.
And she was a monster for one of them.
Oh, sorry, what was that? Who is that? Is that the Immortal? Yes, I think it is! Do not concern yourself. Our sponsor told us immortals cannot directly interfere in mundane affairs.
Yes, right. In that case, let's have it.
Limely. What?
He's
He
just
just
drowning
drowned them.
people. Oh boy.
Wait, how did that do 999 damage? Unless he's
Drowning is instant.
How is it that your characters can swim then?
I don't know. I think actually, see how there's the flipper on his character portrait? Only people with flippers.
Oh, only they can swim.
Yeah, everybody else can't end their turn in water, or they just die. Because yeah, she's
Because that
got the
person
flipper.
can swim.
War mage.
Primus, I was under the impression immortals were forbidden to use their powers without the Council's explicit approval.
Correct, Captain. However, since we immortals travel so frequently, the Council does not monitor teleportation magic. It is the misfortune of those rogues that said teleportation leaves them in an unsafe area. Or, leaves them in an unsafe area, I suppose. And all without violating the strictures of the Council.
That seems like an odd loophole.
That is unsettlingly clever. Where'd the teleportation go? Enter. Oh, that's not teleportation. It's
Yeah,
a freaking door.
It's a door.
It's so...
Yeah, I think only Primus can teleport.
Well, yeah, sorry, it just looked like there was teleportation. I got excited. Well, never mind on that.
Mm-hmm. That guy doesn't have flippers.
Yep, so he can get drowned. Blade Wolf is fast.
You can probably poke with the spear.
Yep.
Either of them.
I guess he has a counter route.
Counter route.
Huh.
101 probably takes her to the bottom of the left. But now you're not taking that.
You heard it all? No. Oh, right. She can just do demonic might. That's something she can do.
Da-da-da-da. That person must be a Templar. Templar alchemistic.
Yep.
Oh, ouch. Teleporting himself in the water?
He's got flippers. Technically, he can fly.
Just, okay, drowned her.
Yep. He is kind of monstrous. I don't know, this amuses me greatly. Let's see.
It does remind me how in Jedi Knight Jedi Academy, I always chose the light side powers because I'm just such a goody two-shoes when it comes to that. No, never use the powers of the dark side. But eventually you get to a point in the game where you have no choice but to start putting points into dark side powers because you've already expended all of the slots in the main tree. So it's like, okay, what ones do I do? And lightning, I think it was like lightning, some kind of rage, I think a drain. But the last ability was choke. And I remember choosing choke once and deciding to try it because I was fighting in some ancient Sith temple. And I suppose you should remember this too because we played through Jedi Knight Jedi Academy together because I was like, we have to play this again for our Let's Play channel. This was really early on in our channel. And yeah, there were just these deep chasms in this temple with these bridges, these very thin, narrow bridges. And I suppose that's redundant, saying thin and narrow. They both mean the same thing. But narrow bridges, many of them actually broken at parts, so you had to jump across. And these Sith would ambush you, these Sith acolytes. And I found that the most expedient way to get rid of them was actually if they didn't deflect your force abilities, which choke wasn't quite the same as, say, what happened is at the early part of the game you could use blasters against most enemies, and you didn't even have to really draw a lightsaber. Later on, it became almost imperative to use the lightsaber because Sith would be able to reflect blaster bolts. But what was interesting was I think they could also dispel some force powers, or maybe, I don't know what it was, but if you could get a lock on them with your force choke, you could actually pivot your character so that the force choke moves, so you actually move your target when they're hovering in the air, struggling for breath. And with these narrow bridges over these, just an endless abyss below, you can't see the bottom of these caves. You could just drop them. And oftentimes it worked. And I thought that was one of the true applications of any of the Sith Force abilities that I saw in that game. One of the ones that, I don't know, it made sense in that matter. Because lightning would do some damage,
Wow.
and drain would help heal you at the expense of your enemies and such. But the light side force powers, I suppose on the flip side, there was a barrier that would prevent incoming damage. And it was useful on the one trip to Vijun because it had acidic rain. And if you had the shield, then you wouldn't get harmed by the rain, which really could whittle down your health. You had to essentially go from one point of cover to another to ensure you didn't get rained to death. I think there was just force healing. Just something that automatically brought back some of your own health. And then... But I think push and pull and speed... Those are all things that might have been in the center tree that you just acquire over time. Yeah, so I'll have to go back and figure out what some of those extra abilities were. Unless some of those ones that I brought up from the middle tree were actually in the light side tree.
Now that it's gotten quieter around here, you can straight up just record your own Jedi Academy series.
Well, the problem with that isn't quite a bit of it copyrighted just because it uses Star Wars
just turn off the music.
Original trilogy soundtrack. Yeah.
I mean,
man,
also,
it was things like Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy that made me wish that the new Star Wars films went in a direction in which Luke was the, Jedi Master of his academy and things weren't.
The other thing I would say is the best time to cover Star Wars games, anything that might have like copyright ambiguity, the best time to cover those is generally when your channel is small and, financially you're not getting as much ad rev. Because it feels less wasteful.
But I already covered it with you.
True.
Granted, we probably had worse mics back then. And
Considerably.
We were playing as your...
We were on my Yeti.
And we got to play as your Keldor. You see, I played the game as a female Twi'lek all the time. And that was actually one of the first instances that I ever heard of the voice actress for Commander Shepard, Jennifer Hale,
yeah.
Not Hall. Yeah, so it's interesting because listening to what female Shepard was like in Mass Effect, it's like, oh yeah, that was the main female protagonist for Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy. She's voiced so much for Star Wars because she was also Bastila in Knights of the Old Republic. What?
Oh, I just looked at this one. Ends your turn. Every time an ally takes a single target offensive action on a target within your weapon's range, you will follow up with a regular attack on that target. Melee
Oh.
weapons attack at 1 times, and ranged weapons at 0.75x. If I make him a gunner, or if I get any gunner that means anytime I shoot anybody, all of my gunners immediately start shooting them.
Ooh.
That's really good.
Wait, so you mean you'd want a melee character to just attack someone and then all of your ranged people to be... I thought they have to be in proximity to them. It's within spears.
Gunners have unlimited range.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Oh, I need to try that. That sounds really effective.
It's like a counterattack that just keeps on giving, right?
Well, no, it's just a team damage bash. I don't know. It's
Having them take extra turns.
Well, yeah, effectively, because a character generally gets like one
1 hit per turn.
1 hit per turn plus
And
like
maybe
a
a
counter
counterattack.
hit. Yeah, but this way, like, if say I have 3 characters go onto one for all, and then one person, and then the rest of the team just shoot other people. Oh boy, especially if I get like extra turns and stuff in between from like kills.
Well, maybe that's a strategy you'll have to try out in the future.
Yeah, so there was a mechanic that we actually saw about this where you can reset your characters back down to level 1.
Oh.
So I think what I might do,
But
honestly,
will you be able to reallocate all the points?
well, so you don't lose any of your AP.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, so all of my class progress I would keep, but all my characters would be reset to 1. I might just do some heavy grinding, which I know that's the magic word. To more or less just make a bunch of my characters goofy strong.
Can you maybe make one character the gunner just to test your theory?
Not, well, I mean, yeah, actually, we could straight up just do this with Blade Wolf. I could just only use Blade Wolf for a while. And get him, like, a silly amount of AP. And then reset him to 1. Yeah, I mean, we could just make, Blade Wolf into the
Because I wouldn't
Edge
recreate
Master.
your entire party around this concept until you've at least tested it.
But I'm not recreating my entire party. It would just allow me to grind up all that extra AP without becoming like 3 times the level of all of the rest of the party. I don't know. Like, the beauty of these games for me, I mean, the plot's good, but I really like playing around with the abilities that you unlock. Like, he's just like in the corner, just chugging potions. Primus has got a bit of a healing potion problem, if you know what I mean.
Is that the only bandit left?
Yep.
I think it's amusing that they have a cat-like appearance to their caps.
Yeah, the little ears.
Unless what it is... No, they're definitely sewn in such a way that there shouldn't be that. Unless it was just a simple square that someone plonked on their head, sometimes you'd be able to get the inference of something that looked like ears, but it's too tight and it seems like there's actual edges when it comes to where those ears meet the base of the head. So I don't think it's... I think it's intentional, actually.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to move Blade Wolf right here. And he is going to do 1 for all.
Potion.
Look, part of the reason why I'm leaving is so Daddy can work on his potion problems. But not potion problems, let's see. Stole the aloe leaf. Does that count? Yes. So, anytime I do anything to this person, offensive or otherwise...
Yeah, do a range attack and see what happens.
Well, can't do it. And Anadine, you just kind of are slow.
Yeah, because I was hoping to see if you could do 2 hits in this turn.
Oh, I absolutely can. Here.
She's able to hit him from down there, but they can't throw a rock on her.
Yeah, I don't know. But
She
oh,
wouldn't
what?
have line of sight to him. He's behind the
Okay,
building that
I'm
she's
gonna put
firing
her
the front.
here. So I'm gonna throw a corrosive bomb at her. Does no damage, reduces defense. And he stabs her
He
again.
still attacks her, even
Yeah.
though it didn't do damage.
So it doesn't matter what you do to them, he will hit them. Which means, yeah, if I made Blade Wolf a night gunner, he could one for all anything on the map.
He would never even have to move.
He wouldn't have to move. He'd just shoot. Oh man, I could have him dual wield pistols and then just switch the entire team around to that. That'd be beautiful.
Thank you for helping us rout those bandits, Primus.
Don't mention it. I mean that. Let it be our little secret.
As you wish.
Now, let me see what I can do for young Anadine. As I suspected. I've deciphered the function of the device Bizarro delivered to the Council. It siphons energy from the relics, but for what purpose I cannot say. I believe by using this device on Anadine, we should be able to remove the dark energy, so she's so carelessly absorbed. The process should be quite safe, and is definitely necessary.
But won't that bring its power back into the scepter again? Which is what they wanted?
She only took a small portion of it. Most of it went into Alphonse.
No, that's true. Anadine?
Yes, I think we should do it. Thank you, Primus.
Anadine, how do you feel now?
I'm all right. I no longer feel the negative force of the temple.
Looks like it's all there. Excellent. The dark energy has left your body, but whatever changes you experience will remain. I suggest you take this as a lesson, not to fiddle with powerful artifacts you cannot possibly understand. Though I admit this ordeal seems to only have left you stronger in the end.
Thank you for your help and wisdom, Primus.
It was my pleasure. The Council has high hopes for you, Kyrie. Remember my instructions. Focus on your pilgrimage and let us handle these malcontents and shadow skulkers from now on.
As you say, Primus.
Looks like you can finally return to your cabin in the woods, Yates. I wish I could say it was a pleasure having you with us, but of course it wasn't. The feeling is mutual, but I intend to stick around for a while yet. I'd like to continue my evaluation of Anadine to ensure her recovery is complete, and judging from your experiences on the road, I'm confident the services of a genius doctor will continue to be both helpful and necessary. Ah.
A good point, Yates. Although Anadine seems fine now, I would feel better having your medical expertise on hand. For the time being, at least. Now, onward! The next temple is located near the Bazil capital, and that means crossing the desert. Do you think the Bazil are the bugs?
Yeah. A difficult march through dangerous territory. I'll make sure everyone's fully prepared for the trek.
Could you imagine if all of the bugs have a biz at the beginning of their names? Like Bazil, Bizarro, Bizum,
Probably.
Bazul, Bazol. And then it's just funny because Quattra's like, I can't have a biz before it too, right? What's wrong?
Oh, I forgot to class change her. Let's see. Templar 5 Scoundrel. Need for that knight. Well, this knight it is. I totally forgot to switch her class when I mastered the last one.
Mm-hmm.
Which means I wasted all of that sniper shot. Woo! Boy, that's some damage. Let's see. So all of these characters do have like a smidge of SB.
Do you know what?
It's not so bad.
Kyrie's name is also spelled like?
What?
Remember that band that you really loved that was the Gregorian chants with electronic music, Magna
Yeah.
Canta?
Yeah.
There was this one song, and it was called Kyrie, and it was spelled, I believe, exactly the same way.
I think I vaguely remember that. It's been a while.
It was like, Kyrie, du 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 omnis, spiritus omnis.
Okay, so he is Master
So-
Knight.
It was, yeah. It'd be odd if her name was Kyrie. Kyrie.
Templar 5, Scoundrel 4. Well, I guess I'm going to have to work on that. Learned abilities, what is he? Scoundrel 3. So what do Templars have? Holy Chance. Holy damage around the character. Debuffs less time. Heals all adjacent people. Spells buffs. Extra damage for each buff dispelled. Ooh, that's nice. Extra defense. Always evades any regular attack. Oh, that's kind of fun. Does damage to the target and then absorbs MP. That's kind of fun. Sacrifices the character's life to heal and remove all debuffs from all allies.
Oh.
Character will not
Interesting.
suffer an injury from this. Oh, that's actually kind of handy, sort of. Bonus to everybody and damage to the target. Not actually sure if I really
Nah,
like the class that much.
Templar probably isn't a good fit for Blade Wolf, but
No, but I'm gonna do it for now. Let's see. So she can get a bit of merc. Yeah, I'm not gonna leave him Templar for long. There's some kind of fun looking moves in there, but nothing that I'm particularly passionate about. This class change. So we can do Peddler. Oh, they're a trapper class. So I think I was doing Alchemistic with the other character. Abilities, still got Elementalism and Smart Casting. Should be fine. Abilities, learn abilities. Let's see. Demon Knight. Can we max it? No. So grab Cleave first, because Cleave is way more useful. Oh.
no, she has another point for it.
Oh, but it's for Render Mute. Neither of which I care for. I wanna get the other one. The other one's way more useful. Okay, so we still haven't finished Anatomist. Nope, we just finished Anatomist. Awesome. Yeah, the sooner I get them off of their unique classes, the better. Because the stats are really good. But
It doesn't build up points for everyone else.
yeah, it doesn't do the shared MP, which is really unfortunate.
At this point, are you only lacking 4 classes?
That I currently have access to. There will be more.
That guy's cool. What is he?
I don't know. Requires Plague Doctor and Fellblade, which I guess
Oh,
there's Fellblade.
that looks like a Blade Wolf class.
That is a Blade Wolf class. Also, Druid.
Oh.
Wizard 5, Alchemistic 3.
Wait, can you go back to the one on the left?
What, Fellblade?
Fellblade, yeah, that's definitely the kind of emo class.
Oh, yeah.
It's demonic in origin, probably.
Oh, absolutely. Mender. We also have that. Let's see. I should probably finish off Wizard for him. Just so he actually has... Oops. Offensive abilities. So, set abilities. Anatomy is good. Blessed One. Heals. And instead of max HP, we want to do Legendary Healer. There we go. Okay. Well, we'll pick up the rest of this on the next episode of,
Oh, wait. Oh,
I
yeah.
know. I know.
There's an event.
I know. But this episode has gone on way too long. There's actually 2 events, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, don't let me forget this one, all the way down in Sentina.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. So what's up with this, like, weird maze? I guess we'll find that one out at a later date. Anyway, like I was saying, see you guys next time, and as always, thanks for watching.